Taurus, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-April 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's going on for the lovely Taurus collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous, my friends. Let's shuffle it up one time, see what we have for you this week. My guides, talk to me. What's up with Taurus, please? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. Let's get this first card out here. What's popping for Taurus, please? And we are getting closer and closer to Taurus season, my friends. That card just popped out in the very beginning of the first shuffle, and I'm going to take it, okay? As we move closer to Taurus season, like I was saying when this card came out, very creative. This is big page-like energy. And when we look at the vibes we were getting last week, it makes total sense. But before we start peeling back the layers on this card, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the April subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Have a little look here. So we see this page-like individual in that nice fancy hat with the yin-yang on it, playing a musical instrument. There's a rainbow coming out of it. So to me, this does speak about creativity, right? Creating something, expressing oneself could be extra highlighted in this reading and in this time in general. Expressing yourself could be a good release of energy, pent-up energy. Maybe you're not having as much fun as you normally do too. Like, this kind of tells me you might need some leisure activity or to cut loose. This could be a very nice type of card, super creative. Now, when we get page energy, it could also speak about learning new things, new endeavors. A big vibe with all pages is communication, which was like the main theme of last week's reading. So do with that what you will. We're going to keep moving. I'm going to get you into tarot. And remember, that first card doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. But let's get you these first three cards out here for Taurus, please, before we get that intuitive juiciness flowing. My guides, what do we got for Taurus? So, speaking of last week's reading, and I did say it did revolve mostly around communication, it was titled A Surprising Talk. Now, when a reading shows up in 1 week, that energy could bleed over, bleed through. That's why we could be seeing this page energy here. Whether it's a talk that you didn't see coming, like there was a big possibility where you might have picked up some details about something that you didn't see. Take from what you will with every reading, but let's see what we have for you this week. And as you know, energy is very fluid, so only take it how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's. Let's get you three. What do we got for Taurus here, please? Let's see if the communication still holds up in this week's reading. Hey, we got our good friend, the King of Cups, aka Kyle of Cups, without a beard, showing up here in position number 1. Matters of the heart, maybe. Communication is still on, like, really in play when we have the King of Cups. We like his energy around here, though, right? He might be connected to a water sign. Let's get 2 more. Could be lots of things, though. We'll get into that King of Cups. Big water sign energy here, Taurus. We have the High Priestess in position number 2, so the first 2 cards are of this water element. And I don't want to say it's overwhelming just yet, but now could be a very emotional time. Could be a creative time creative time as well, pardon me, when we have all this water energy. Let's get you going. Thank you. Page of Cups. So page energy again. So we're getting water straight across the board. Interesting how this is all fitting together here, Taurus. If you're connected to a water sign, I would definitely stick around and see how all this plays out. Even if you don't, with all this, let's just go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes before we get into the intuitive, juicy stuff. So at first glance, what I was just about to start explaining, all water element, that's a rare thing in my readings since I don't use many cards in these readings. King of Cups, High Priestess, Page of Cups. Now, in divination, in tarot, water could be very, very good, but it could also be a challenge sometimes. The positives are the creativity. The positives are energetic sensitivity, empathy, caring, love, emotion. The negatives of it, it could be a little overwhelming. It could drown someone sometimes. And I don't want to get too dark, but it could be overflowing emotion too much. but creativity could be a good outlet. Position number 1, we got the King of Cups, aka Kyle of Cups, without a beard, chilling right here in his throne. When we see him, yes, once again, it could be a water sign you're connected to. In tarot, kings represent control of their respective suit. The King of Cups could be about emotional control, keeping a straight face, keeping, like if you're going through a tough time, trying to get a handle on it, like just keeping yourself even keeled could be a thing with him. Once again, artistry, creativity. This is a huge card of love. Even with the Page of Cups over here, like there could be big love and romance in the air when we have this, whether you're going through situations or things coming in. So much emotion showing up this week. Now, another thing I'll point it out when we get over to that page, because I always like seeing a page and a king together in a spread because they play off each other in an interesting way, energetically. Now, moving to the center, we have the High Priestess. A lot of readers link her to Pisces, as do I, but I like to extend that to all water signs. The High Priestess is the matron of psychics, intuitives, tarot readers, energetically sensitive to the maximum. When we see the High Priestess, we think about esoteric, hidden information. She could be a card about secrecy, the unexpected, mysterious. So just like we were seeing last week with the surprising talk, she has that little mystery around her. So we want to see what she's about. If it's not about what I was just saying, the High Priestess could easily just represent a gut feeling or your intuition trying to tell you something. And with all this water energy, you could be extra sensitive to energies more than usual. Even if you're not born with those gifts, even if you are born with those gifts, it could be ramped all the way up when we have these energies all playing off of each other. Now, moving right here to the back end, we got the Page of Cups. Similar to the King, now I know I was giving an explanation of what pages mean. Yes, they're all students. Pages are also communicators, so we are still in the realm of communication. We are still in the realm of talking when we have the Page of Cups. Now, the interesting thing about how it plays when they're of the same suit, yes, it could speak about family things when it's of the same suit, but the Page of Cups and the King of Cups, there's a little bashfulness here when we look at them, right? Like, so of course there could be a communication, and I've been seeing this in all the earth signs this week, that there might be somebody a little shy, a little bashful, that wants to approach, wants to talk, but they don't know how to say it or what to do. So there's this little play of bashfulness and shyfulness here in this week's spread. But once again, the communication, the emotional outpouring, we got a lot going on here with the overflowing water energy, Taurus. I want to dive deeper on all this action. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for Taurus, please. Who got my guides? And yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. What's going on that King of Cups? And if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why this box is here. If you're feeling any energies or messages that you want to give to Taurus, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, King of Cups time. Why is he here? What is our favorite king doing in this spread, please? Thank you. Queen. Oh, wow, what a switch. We have the Queen of Swords. Okay. That really took a sharp turn. That was extremely jarring for me when the Queen of Swords came out in the upright underneath the King of Cups. Now, for some of you, it could be a very simplistic message. Even without the intuitive, you might be emotionally linked to an air sign or romantically tied. But this Queen of Swords is the complete opposite of the King of Cups. Okay, yes, one is internal, external, but she is just serious, stone cold. When I see her under the King of Cups, there could be a battle going on within you, a battle between the emotions and the mind. The heart, the mind could be happening here. So you might be trying to think logically about something, but your heart's telling you something else, but then your mind's telling you another thing. I'm getting this emotional and mental battle here. So there's a lot of back and forth, because one is the heart, one is the mind, heavily. Now, when I see the Queen of Swords, she could also represent seriousness, honesty, truth, all sorts of different things. But when I see her, there is sternness there. So under this King of Cups, there could be something you were just turning, I don't want to say emotionally sour towards, but there could be something you are losing that emotional attachment to, or turning cold. That's one thing. If that's not you, this could be somebody you're around to. You might notice they're acting a little cold or turning cold. This is a cold energy right here. Let's keep moving. We'll see what else shows up. Because remember, this could still progress. So let's see what's up with that High Priestess. Why is the High Priestess here for my Taurus? That quick. These cards are just popping out super quick. Okay, we have the Seven of Swords in reverse. Yeah. I mean, I don't really feel like anybody could, like, pull one over on you. Like, you might already know what you know. Like, all right, yeah, there's nothing that's going to surprise me here. You can't fool me. I know what I know here. The Seven of Swords is usually a card, yes, of mystery, but this could also be a card of sneakiness, someone who's a little, you know, underhanded. Notice, again, we have the mind, the heart, the battle happening. So if this is someone you're linked to, like, they could be very much back and forth, and mentally, emotionally, they could be erratic or a little messy. But when I get the Seven of Swords in reverse, to me, this is about something coming to light. Okay, in the upright, to me, this is a card of someone being sneaky. Beware, watch out for this person. In reverse, this is something coming to light, and you might already know it. So there could be something revealed, or something could come to light, but it won't surprise you much. Okay, that's a vibe I'm picking up. Do with that what you will. All right. So whatever information may or may not come to light this week, I don't think it's really going to surprise you, because your gut could already be supplying the answer to you. Your gut, your guides. Okay. Now would not be a good week for anyone to try to, like, pull something over, for sure. But let's go in on that Page of Cups. We'll see how this all plays out. And it's interesting how the imagery plays, because remember, I was saying it feels like someone could be, like, getting a little cold emotionally, and then boom, we have her looking at this guy. There's a lot happening here. Whereas she's looking at this with logic, this High Priestess is, like, feeling it before it happens. Let's go in on that page, and then we'll do our recap before the shadow card. I know there's a lot of things happening here, Taurus. There's just so much action happening. Five of Cups. Okay. I do feel like somebody might want to have that emotional talk with you and tell you how affected they are by something. Okay, or maybe that might be something you want to do too, is like just open up and be like, listen, I'm not taking this that easy. Or somebody might do that to you, like, listen, I'm hurting here. The Five of Cups, the River of Tears under the Page of Cups. Absolutely. Now, keep this as a little bit of a warning. There might be somebody trying to garner sympathy from you. Okay, do with that what you will in the coming days and weeks. There might be somebody playing, like, trying to play the victim with something, or trying to get sympathy from you. I feel like it's one or the other. Okay, either someone wants to have that emotional talk, come clean, let you know, like, listen, I'm hurting, I'm not feeling good. Because I remember I was seeing this emotional and mental erraticness. There could be somebody that's a mess, like somebody who could be a big hot mess in this time. Now, and I'm not saying you, okay? I'm not judging, I'm not coming at anybody. When we have this Five of Cups under this Page of Cups, it's somebody dumping these feelings verbally. So whether it is somebody just wanting to have that actual talk, or, you know, someone trying to play a victim, just watch out for that, especially since the Seven of Swords is in play. Let's go through and do a quick recap here, Taurus, because we got a lot of stuff happening here. Only take what's for you, of course. But if you kindly look in the box, so much going on. An overabundance of emotion and water. We have some air offsetting it. But in position number one, the King of Cups himself without that beard, showing up with the Queen of Swords in the upright. Initially, this was a very jarring change to me, and I was getting somebody battling between the emotions and the mind. That classic battle, right? Like between the heart and mind. Analyze it, feel it. That bouncing back and forth. But there could be somebody or something that you were turning cold towards, or somebody could be acting or turning a little cold towards you. When we get to the center, we have the High Priestess with the Seven of Swords in reverse. I do get things being revealed or popping up or coming out of the shadows in this time. That could absolutely be it, but I don't think you're going to be surprised by this. Whatever revelations, whatever comes to light, like, you might already know what you know, right? And your spirit team or your intuition could just be leading you to whatever directions. On the back end, we have the Page of Cups. And yeah, there could be some warnings here, but right here with the Page of Cups and the Five of Cups in the upright, this is where I was saying that there could be somebody who's very much erratic, that someone could be a mess, like a hot mess. Because with this Page of Cups and the Five of Cups, it's either somebody wanting to let you know about these River of Tears, Five of Cups emotions, this hurt, this pain, or this could be somebody trying to play victim. Okay, so just keep your eye on that, especially with the Seven of Swords here in this time. Guilting, trying to act like, oh, poor me, poor me. Just do with it what you will. Now, if this is your energy, if you're feeling Five of Cups, this Page of Cups says, you know what? Venting isn't a bad thing. right? But just keep it within due bounds, right? Like, don't overdo it. Please take a screenshot of that if you want. There's a lot of action here this week. Let's get you one shadow card, because there's so much water and then the air mixing in like this. Lots of emotion here. Let's get you one shadow card. Very intriguing reading, that's for sure. What's in the shadows for Taurus, please, my guides? And I like to end off every reading with this one shadow card, just to see whether it's something within yourself or something around you that you don't quite see just yet. Let's see what's in the shadows for Taurus. Thank you. Five of Swords, yeah. And this could be somebody who's a little backhanded, especially when we have a spread with the Seven of Swords, like somebody who's like, it could also be cold and narcissistic with the Five of Swords. It's confrontational. For a portion of you, yeah, maybe you've dealt or are dealing with somebody who has a lot of narcissistic traits with this. But it's cold. This is somebody that is like win at all cost mentality. They'll do what they got to do. They don't care. They'll step on whoever. But a big warning with this card is always conflict. So in this time, whether it is a mental, emotional conflict within yourself or literal, like you might be very on edge in this time when we have the Five of Swords in the shadows. Maybe there's a conflict that you've already been through that has left a mark on you that you might still need to heal. So Taurus, do with that what you will, my friends. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the April subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the March subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced in my community tab at the end of the Fire Air readings this weekend. But for April, I'll be running it back and giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Tarot of the Owls. It's a brand new deck and it's a lot of fun to work with. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the cards in this week's reading, which ones spoke to you most. You'll be entered to win. And at the end of April, I'll put the winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love. And I'll see you next time.